So we have a lot to talk about in today's MLB recap. Ohtani out of nowhere just got married. So everyone's making the joke that, Ohtani got a ring before the Angels. Stop that. We also have to talk about Ohtani's teammate Yoshinobu Yamamoto because he looked absolutely filthy. We also have some new rules potentially coming to MLB. So again, a lot to talk about today. Just a reminder, we post these recaps almost every single day, so don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 500,000. Thank you for your support. So the first thing I want to talk about is this guy right here. You're probably asking yourself, Fuzzy, why are you showing a random guy named Bly Madrist? Well, do you see that it's his 28th birthday? Technically, it's his 7th birthday because this year is a leap year, meaning that he only gets to celebrate his birthday every 4 years, so technically he's only had 7 birthdays. He's the only current MLB player born on February 29th. I thought that was kind of cool. So from a technical 7-year-old to a 17-year-old, Ethan Salas, he's the number 8 overall prospect in all of Major League Baseball. Again, he's 17 years old. He's slapping doubles in spring training. This kid, I'm not sure if he's going to break camp or not, but he is showing both his staff and the fans that he deserves to have a spot on a big league roster sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be 2024, but 2025, we could have an 18-year-old Ethan Salas in the league. Another super prospect who has been lighting up spring training, James Wood, as I was recording, hit his 3rd home run of spring. He's a 6'7" lefty version of Aaron Judge. That is how everyone is describing this guy, but the only thing is, he has Elly De La Cruz speed. Could you imagine if James Wood is actually Aaron Judge combined with Elly's speed? So before we talk about the brand new rules in baseball, yes, Ohtani did get married, and he did it in Shohei Ohtani fashion. He announced that I was asleep. I had no idea what was going on. I woke up to the fact that he got a ring before the Angels joke, and sure enough, he is in fact married. And what's kind of funny is it reminds me of when Hideki Matsui revealed he had a wife. He just showed a sketch of her, almost like a police sketch, like the police were looking for a woman and he was trying to help them, but no, he was just revealing that he was married, and it kind of looked like that drawing. Anyways, back to Ohtani. So the first time that he came up to the dish, he struck out against Garrett Crochet, and the White Sox Twitter account put out something where it's like a story in 3 parts. And remember what Mookie Betts said a few weeks ago, where he said that every team is going to treat the Dodgers like the World Series? That's aging very well, because it was just a strikeout in spring training, and then a few moments later, Ohtani went the other way. I thought this was going to be a can of corn flyout, but Ohtani is so gifted with the power, he was able to squeak it out. I have no idea how he did that. But then again, he's Shohei Ohtani. I don't know how he does half the things that he does. And then his buddy Yoshinobu Yamamoto had his debut, and again, I know it's spring, take this with a grain of salt, but that fastball splitter combination is absolutely devastating. He had 2 swords over the span of 2 innings, so he went 2 shutout. I think he allowed 1 base hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts. On Underdog Fantasy, Yamamoto is at a 175 strikeouts right now, so if you guys are playing Underdog Fantasy, be sure to use code Fuzzy for a $100 deposit match. Let's talk about one more foreign player before we talk about the new rules. Jung-Ho Lee, he got his first base hit as a member of the Giants. Again, this is all spring training. There's not really a lot to talk about because Blake Snell, Montgomery, Chapman, JD Martinez, they're all still free agents, so we're trying over here, okay? So we all know that Robert Manfred is going to be leaving baseball over the next few seasons, and he wants to make one more lasting impression, and that would be changing the rule that a Major League roster has to go from 13 pitchers to 12 pitchers. The biggest reason why, he wants a bigger emphasis on starting pitchers. He believes that if we go from 13 pitchers on a roster to 12 pitchers, that the bullpen is going to become less of a factor, and both Manfred and fans across baseball have said that because bullpens are so good and starters don't go as long as before, that the bullpen's so nasty, offense really just becomes not as fun over the final few innings. But if you have a starter going 6 or 7 more consistently, maybe that makes baseball a little bit more exciting to watch, because starting pitchers are usually more susceptible to damage once they get into the 3rd or 4th time around the order. What do you guys make of this potential rule change? 13 pitchers to 12 pitchers. Speaking of changes, Ron Washington really wants to change the Speaking of changes, Ron Washington really wants to change the Angels. He wants to steal a whole lot more, and sure enough, the Angels are #1 in stolen bases right now in spring training, and I'm down for this. I want Mike Trout to be able to steal bases again. He has 17 stolen bases combined since 2019, despite always being top 3 or 4% in speed. I just want one more prime year of Mike Trout and Bryce Harper both going off in the same season. Now, speaking of Harper, look at these plays at first base. This dude is going to be a plus defender over there at first, so I feel like his WAR is about to get a boost as opposed to him just being a middle-of-the-pack right fielder or a DH. He could be approaching 7 WAR or 8 WAR again if he goes off like prime Bryce Harper. Also, by the way, the Phillies are #1 in home runs. Bohm hit this baseball like 967 feet. Just ball out of family, man. Another ball that you just had to feel bad for, this one off the bat of Guardians prospect Chase DeLauder. I need you guys to listen to the sound of that crack.
I mean, he wants to mess with it. Look at that.
Oh, man. And way out of here.
Chase DeLauder hit .437 his final year in college. He hit .366 in A-ball and .364 in AA. What does that mean? The Guardians are probably going to trade Chase DeLauder for a bag of peanut M&Ms and some potato chips in 3 or 4 years, just like they've done with all of their other top prospects, aka Will Benson, Nolan Jones, Yainer Diaz, you name it. We're going to trade him. Now back to the Phillies real quick. They were facing off against the Braves, and look at Ken Giles. He struck out the side from 2014 to 2019. Ken Giles had a combined 2.6 ERA and a near 12.5 strikeouts per 9. He was insane, and he finally looks healthy. And of course, the Braves are probably about to squeeze out one more prime year of Ken Giles and maybe even Chris Sale. Chris Sale struck out 4 over 2 shutout. His fastball was up to 97 miles an hour with nearly 19 inches of run. And when you're facing Chris Sale, he's a tall guy. He's got that funky little rotation. I cannot imagine having to face 97 from the side with 18 inches of run. Now, a few other pitchers I want to give an update on that are trying to make some comebacks. Alek Manoah, he looked terrible. Now, again, I know it's spring. He's trying to get his footing underneath him. But the dude literally hit Spencer Torkelson in the helmet with a curveball. He was all over the place. I think he had 2 hit by pitches, and also just look at the spray chart. He was all over the place. Now, Casey Mize, he didn't throw a ton of strikes either, but this is promising for Casey Mize considering he's coming back from Tommy John. He was throwing 97.3 miles an hour. So hopefully we get a bounce back season from Casey Mize. I'm hoping that Alek Manoah, Chris Sale, and Ken Giles, they can really command that mound going into 2024, because bounce back seasons from those 3 guys would be a lot of fun for baseball. So to end today's recap, a fun little leap montage, some of the best home run robberies in baseball to celebrate a leap year. Hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe.
And Lamb hits it in the air to center field. Looking for the single. Instead, he's got fly ball into deep left center field. Griffey going back to the 1-8 track, leaps high in the air, and he's got it.
Just out towards straightaway center field, drifting out toward right center. Trout at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
That's an unbelievable play by Mr. Mike Trout.
And the 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on, and a high fly ball hit to deep right field again, and Ichiro goes back to the track, to the wall, and makes the leap, and makes the catch.
Here, but he's nailed down 21. The road is center. Did he get all of it? Going back in. Did he catch it? He did it again.
Scott Rowland. And Scott Rowland hits one into deep left field. Back at the wall, a leap, and a catch.